Welcome everyone to the Armamentalist 2.0 video. This is a video I decided to make to better showcase the Armamentalist vocation, one of my actual main vocations. The Armamentalist, also known as a Mystic Knight, is a heavy armor vocation, providing you get the skill 200, class that is able to imbue weapons with elemental effects, decrease the elemental resistance of enemies, use a very powerful AoE ability called Magic Burst. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that one. Uses up all your MP. They can also restore MP to other vocations, and they can also restore it to themselves using a special ability. And generally, they are well wanted in all ranges of content due to their ability to basically amplify the damage of melee attackers, but they can also reduce resistances for spellcasters as well. The Armamentalist can use sword, bow, staff, fist, shield, and of course they have their own skill line force. Most Armamentalists I've seen will use bow or sword. Bow if they want to stay at range and still be able to attack. Bows also have an ability to get back MP via hollow arrow. Many Armamentalists will switch between sword and bow when necessary. Some will also go with staff to get higher magical might for use with Magic Burst. So sometimes you will see an Armamentalist go with staff instead of bow or sword instead. They will switch over to staff when necessary, provide support such as Ring of Ruin, Super Ring of Ruin, Zing Stick, which gives them the ability to raise people, very useful. But mainly so they have all this magical might for when they can use Magic Burst. With enough MP and magical might, your Magic Bursts can hit up to 9,999 so long as the conditions are right. Then you would use your special to get your MP back. It takes a lot of stats, which I don't have at the moment since I'm more physical oriented on my Armamentalist this time. You have your usual shield abilities. Again, you are a heavy armor wearing vocation. You get more defense than Demon Swordmaster. Not as much HP as Demon Swordmaster, but I mean, you'll have maybe 20 or 30 less, but you do get more defense. You also surprisingly get more deafness, so higher critical rate for you. Armamentalists seem like the most balanced of the four heavy armor wearing vocations, whereas Warrior has a well balance of defense and offense, and they have their own versions of support. Armamentalist is more supportive towards the party. You have your usual sword abilities. And then we have Force. You get Fire Force for fire imbuement, Frost for frost, Gale for wind, thunder elements under your attacks, Funeral Force, which is used very often, since a lot of content you'll probably be bringing a Demon Swordmaster with you, or a Death Master, or even a Superstar that is using a Scythe. This will help their darkness attacks. It can also be very helpful for Rangers who use a variety of earth attacks. Empathy, a very important skill. This will recover an ally's MP by 100 for 10 MP cost for you. Very nice to have, and I believe there are Master Orb effects that may boost this effect. Life Force, a 100-point skill, which adds the light element to attacks. Now, many demons have certain resistances towards dark or light. Most demons, surprisingly, has only moderate to little darkness resistance. There's only a few demons and bosses out there to have almost near darkness immunity, in which case you would not be using a Demon Swordmaster for those fights. But for those particular ones, they will almost undoubtedly have a aversion to light. Most demons hate light element. So you can go with this if you have no Demon Sword Master in your party, or Death Master. Force range, very important. It basically will allow your force skills to affect all nearby party members. Without it, all these skills will just affect you, which is really no benefit to everybody else. So obviously you will get this along the way. Force break, a very important skill, low charge time. Even better if you have certain skills or equipment that can reduce that charge time further. It will reduce all of the enemy's resistances to everything. So if they already hate light, or already hate fire or ice, they're going to hate it even more once you apply this. Recover MP on attack. You'll rarely recover MP on attack as an Armamentalist. The number varies. Magic Burst, which, as you all probably already know about it, uses all your MP in a giant blast of light. The higher your max MP, and of course whatever MP you have at the time, the more powerful this will become. You generally want to use this after your special, or before your special. You got your flex skills and make any change to it. And Clock Charge. Now this is a very useful ability. It reduces yours and the party's action, weight, and CT skills by 10 seconds. Basically, it's going to reduce the amount of time they have to wait on their next skill to come, basically their skills to come up by 10 seconds. So if you have like one of your party members has an attack that has like a 100 charge second time, this will reduce it by 10 seconds from wherever it is. So even if he has like 43 seconds left, this will reduce it to 33 seconds left. I believe it can also be amplified by Master Orb skills. This allows you to view enemy weakness during battle. I never really saw how this worked, because I've been using Armamentalist to level it up. I'm sure I'll find out somehow. It's probably going to appear on their list. And then Heavy Armor Expertise. You basically, with this, you can now wear heavy armor, thus making you a heavy armor vocation. View enemy weaknesses is important because it'll basically tell you what the enemy hates. Again, I've yet to see how this functions. I'm not sure if Clarity's not translating it, or if I'm just not seeing it. So I'll try to find that out. But very useful because it will pretty much tell you which force to use. But, well, if you have a Demon Sword Master and a Death Master, you might as well just use Darkness. Alright, let's take a look. You also have access to some spells, primarily for supporting the group, like Umful, Ceciliantas, etc. So, my first action, Ceciliantas. Now, I'm gonna Funeral Force everybody. Spell Guard in case they need it. I'm gonna go ahead and apply Force Break. Now he's gonna take extra damage. Since I'm Darkness imbued, I can do that too. Add another layer of Ceciliantas, make it 2. Also refreshing it. Go ahead and force break him. Now her damage has increased on him, and she's not even in demon mode yet. That's how you get the blue numbers. Reapply Funeral Force because it was about to wear off. Use Clock Charge, reduce times. Force Break is back up, so we'll look at her defenses too. Since he's focusing on me, I'm putting my defenses up. Thankfully I'm wearing heavy armor, so I take far less damage compared to somebody with cloth or leather. Just for the heck of it, we'll use this. That is Armamentalist. Now, I'm going to do one more fight, just to show how that all worked again. Only we'll do it in silence this time. Hopefully my special will come up. This is the emblem for Magic Knights. It may be useful for a while, but you're better off with a stats medal. So, let's go ahead and do this again. Hopefully this time I'll get the effect I want. Obviously, for Master Orb's effects, I don't even know why I have this on. I want the resilience, the MP. Magical Might helps too. Weight, some weight to help push back the enemy. You're not a paladin or a warrior, but you can still help with pushing back if necessary. It's been a while since I did Armamentalist Master Orb. That's actually very useful for, yeah. And I'm still missing quite a bit of the orb stuff here, but you definitely want Secret of Magic Burst, Magic Roulette War Zone, Secret of Force Break. Very important. So if you're an Armamentalist main, you definitely want to go for these, as well as Blink of Magic Roulette. I still gotta find all this stuff for all my sword user vocations. Not easy to find. Okay, so let's go ahead and run another one. This time will be in silence. That's Armamentalist, also known as Mystic Knight. It's honestly a vocation I personally like a lot myself. Compared to the other heavy armor vocations, I mean, this brings tremendous damage potential to your party. A warrior basically can bring both physical damage, not as much as Demon Swordsman, probably, but more than Armamentalist. They could also bring debuffs to lower the damage output of their enemies. Mystic Knight is more focused on amplifying everybody else's damage. The Demon Swordsman is more focused on just dishing out damage, that's why they have the lowest defense of the four, while a Paladin, who has the highest resilience of the four, is mainly focused on getting all the attacks onto him, pushing back against enemies, so that way other vocations can just attack, back off, and worry less about getting killed. It's all a matter of preference. Personally, I mean, I like all four of the heavy armor vocations, and I may start using Armamentalists more later on because of their abilities. And everybody just loves having Armamentalists in the group because having one means that fights will be quicker. But that is it. And let me go ahead and see if I can show you the pose Mystic Knights get. Force Maestro. That's it for Mystic Knight. Hope you all enjoyed that. Should be more educational in the vocation compared to my previous Armamentalist video. I will see you guys next time.